Hey guys, Dirt here. Welcome to another toy review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Diamond Select Black Widow figure. Let's hop in the photo tent. You can see here in the package she comes in the basic Diamond Select packaging. This review sample was sent to us by Diamond, so this is on their dime and we thank them for the review sample. If we take a look on the back, you've got the basic picture of the figure. You've got the information, you've got some more stuff available in the line, and of course you've got some of the Marvel artwork on the side. Now, before we jump in real tight, I want to say that one of the first things that pops out to me about this figure is actually a small problem with the eyes. Let's kind of zoom in here and take a look. If you take a look, you can see that they added a white highlight, a little dot that goes in there so that you've got a little bit of glare reflecting on the eyes. And the problem is on this eye over here, it's a little too big and a little too far over to the side, and it actually looks like she's got some crazy looking cat eye. Now it's not too bad on this side. On this side it's low enough and over to the side enough that you can see it's a reflection. But on this one, it just makes it look like she's got some sort of lizard eye or cat eye. Maybe she was an extra in the TV show V. I'm not exactly sure, but if paint applications like that drive you crazy, then you are going to want to take a good look before you actually walk out of the store with one of these. Or if you do happen to have a small tip black or blue marker, you can go in yourself and kind of recolor it a bit. It's only going to take probably a couple dots on a Sharpie. I may actually try that here in a little bit just to see if it can clear it up. But that is really the only thing that jumps out to me on this is a little bit of problem with the paint apps on the eye. Otherwise, it looks like a very good figure. Now, you notice it also comes with part of the base. That's pretty standard for Marvel Select. And also, as an accessory, she comes with Ant-Man. And I'm not exactly sure why Black Widow comes with Ant-Man. Maybe there's some sort of team-up coming that I don't know about, but nonetheless, there you go. So, right now we're going to use the magic of video editing to actually pop her out of the package. And there it's done. So let's go take a look and see what she looks like. Okay, so here is Black Widow with her base, and there's Ant-Man hiding right behind her. Now, one of the weird things about this is she has peg holes in her feet, obviously for putting on figure stands, or I thought to put on the diorama piece. But this, there goes Ant-Man, this actually has no foot pegs in it anywhere. It took me a minute of kind of looking through here to realize this. It almost looks like right here there's a rock on top, and over here there's a hole where there's another rock. It almost looks from this side like there were supposed to be foot pegs there, and for whatever reason they stuck these rocks on instead. So there really isn't any place for her to actually stand in this rubble. Now, what is this rubble? Well, it looks kind of like the pieces of maybe Ultron or a Doombot, maybe. You've got, leg, hand, and then you've got some pieces of what almost looks like drywall, insulation, framing. So part of a building, not too spectacular from the back, but from this side, electrical outlet and some conduit coming off, some conduit across the bottom. So obviously rubble from a fight. I don't know if you could claim maybe it's the Chitauri foot soldiers from the Avengers movie. Maybe they're supposed to be from that, but regardless, there are pegs for Ant-Man. If we take a real close look at his feet, you can see that there's a little straight piece there and a tiny little nub there, and here there are places where he goes. So he has a spot right there, and if we take a real close look at him, you can see that there's actually not a whole lot to his face. They did sculpt the mask, so there's actually some detail there. That actually looks kind of nice. His body overall is just, kind of the basic Ant-Man look. And maybe because he's got a movie coming, they thought, he's an Avenger, they can throw him in here and, make an extra accessory here for Black Widow, which is funny because the accessory I would expect her to come with would be a handgun, or maybe two, for a couple of reasons. If you look at her hands, they are in that classic handgun pose where you would expect a gun to be in there and then the finger for the trigger position. But she actually doesn't come with any guns. So they gave us Ant-Man instead. And again, I don't know if this is a movie thing. They want to make her more palatable for little kids. Although you'd think if that's the case, they might want to close up the cleavage a little bit. But regardless, the figure itself, eye issues aside, actually looks pretty nice. She's got her skin-tight suit. You've got the Black Widow logo on the belt going across. You've got the flowing hair. You've got the wristbands that have the stunners in them. She more or less tases people, kind of her Black Widow sting. And the face overall looks pretty good. Comparatively. I'm not sure if this is the same face as Mary Jane, that they just kind of tweaked a little bit to make it into a Black Widow. But the face sculpt itself is pretty good. It's just that one little blob of paint on the eye there looks a little creepy. Probably needs a little bit of work. But this is a select figure from Diamond, so you do have lots of articulation. There's shoulders, elbows. Elbows not only twist, but they also bend like normal. You've got your wrist twist. Her midsection does twist there. It's hidden by the belt, so the belt actually does a good job of hiding the seam there for that articulation. The legs move. I would kind of prefer, there is a mark here on the leg. You can see the line going across, like it's part of her pants, I guess. And I kind of wish that was a cut for a pin joint, because you can move the leg, kind of, but I wish it could twist a little bit more. It'd be a lot easier to get her to pose in some of those tight positions. The knee is, kind of the classic knee here. You got the kneecap connector, and then the two joints, top and bottom. The ankle does move, and it also does twist. And her boots, they do have the risers on them that she uses to look a little taller. And I will note that she does have a shinier finish on the paint down there. It's like a matte finish on the body, and then you've got that nicer shine to it on the boots. So the boots stand out. The gloves have that shine to them, so they stand out a little more. You've got paint on the zipper right across the cleavage there, and some nice flesh tone work. So overall, the figure itself as Black Widow is actually, it's pretty nice. It's easily identifiable that is Black Widow. There's no problem as far as that goes. The posability, 9 out of 10. I just wish it had that extra cut right there at the leg. But the weird thing is that it doesn't come with any guns, and she doesn't actually fit on the display piece. So wherever she's standing, she's going to have to be kind of in front of it, unless maybe you can find some way to kind of balance her in on it. Maybe she's standing there, she's pointing, instead of shooting, she's pointing up in the distance. Hey, look, Ant-Man, there's something over there that we need to pay attention to that might be important. If you can balance it just right. Oh, there we go. All right. So, overall, a nice looking figure. This is available through, again, Diamond Select, so you're going to have to go to your local comic book shop, hobby shop, whatever, if you want to get one of these through Diamond. I'm not aware of this going to Toys R Us. I guess anything's possible. But, overall, if you're collecting the Avengers, you've got the Hawkeye, you got the Spider-Man, maybe, the Thor, whatever, this is going to be a nice piece on your shelf. Just really the issue of not having foot pegs is that bothers me more than the eyeball. The paint on the eyeball, you can kind of pose her so you don't really see it, but not having the foot pegs does make it a little more difficult, and of course, makes her want to fall over because she's not actually secured on there. So, I do like the figure, and I do give them credit for having a nice sculpt and a nice build, nice hair, nice face. Like, all of that is a nice figure. Just kind of wish those last couple details had been seen through to the end. Alright guys, That's going to do it for today. I want to thank you for checking out this review. Don't forget to go to popculturenetwork.com where you can check out more reviews. We've got previews of comic books. We've got other toy reviews, great things going on. You can also go to jointheforums.com, the official forums of the Pop Culture Network. You can show off some of your new toys. You can talk about some of your favorite toys and things like that. You can also call our 24-hour voicemail line. It's area code 217-953-4025. Leave us a message anytime, day or night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It'll take your voicemails. You can also find me on Twitter. It's at PCN_dirt. If you want to ask me any questions or you have any follow-up questions, whatever, about this figure, feel free to ask me there. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.